Hey guys, so it's the midday here for what is today? Wednesday, Thursday? I don't know. The days are blurred together for me. I think today's Thursday, right? So I apologize. I made it to Afton, Oklahoma today. There was a lot to cover that I wanted to get as I was walking, but I think I was able to do a lot of it with just bombarding you guys with posts today. So last night, many of you saw, if you've watched my late night video and my morning video, I didn't get much sleep, and I was on my deep thinking, musical, lyric, moving kick last night and this morning. And that helped me get through the day as well. I walked in the morning through the dark and got to Mike and Carla's house and shared some time with them, and I was glad I did, because I didn't get to spend as much time with them as I would have liked to have yesterday. Fascinating people, sweet as can be. I shared a little bit about their ancestors. Carla has a great, somewhere down the line grandmother who was a council member for the Cherokee tribe, and basically led a charge after her husband got shot. Mike's ancestors, Pawnee Bill, the Pawnee tribe, and worked with Buffalo Bill Cody on the Wild West show. But just good people. Big Oklahoma State Cowboy fans, so I think their season opens tonight, and we're talking a little bit about that, and college football, and just a whole bunch of things, but just real sweet people. And I left them early this morning, heading on down here to Afton. I think I shared with you guys some of the situations that occur out here, especially on the plains when you can see storm far off. Well, the storm seemed to be chasing me. I wasn't sure if it was going to get by me or not, and I was able to make it into some cover with the help of Danny gave me a little bit of a ride to the mini mart, the Buffalo Ranch mini mart, and I beat the heavy rains by literally about 5 minutes. It rained for a couple of hours, but I was able to get through with a lot of the postings that I wanted to talk about. Like I said, this morning I got a couple of emails that inspired me, because they were saying how I was inspiring people, which I didn't see, but I'm into my movies, and it reminded me of a scene from a movie that I played for you guys earlier from the movie Vision Quest, which I like a whole lot. And I had a really, I felt what's so special to me, one of those moments on the journey today. So a few towns back, when I was up in Riverton, a gentleman drove up to see me, and he had just heard I was coming through town on Facebook, and wanted to come out and meet me, and he did. And I guess he's been following me since, and he gave me a lot of credit, a whole lot more credit than I deserve. But I guess knowing that there was some potential rain, and knowing I was not on a lot of sleep, he took it upon himself to kind of come out and drive down Route 66/69 here in Oklahoma, just to see if, make sure I was okay. And you know, it means a lot to me that someone would go that distance for me, for one. And then pulled up, and like I said, we sat and talked for a while, and he shared a story with me, and he said I could use it. And you know, you earn a lot of respect from me when you can own who you are, and if you make mistakes. I think the rain's gonna start to come down again. Good Lord, man. Anyway, so basically the story he wanted to share with me, and he went out of his way to tell me, one of the reasons he came out to find me is wanted to give me credit and thank me for doing what I'm doing and carrying this message, because to make a long story short, he had been politically active in terms of discussion and debates, as he said, over the last 5 or 6 years, probably too much so. And if there's any two topics I've found that people get very defensive about and want to fight or defend their position, and there is no right answer, is in religion and politics. You know, if you have people that have different opinions on religion, you're not going to convince the other person that you're more right, or your take on a specific scripture is a better one than their take on it. And the same thing with politics. You can have a civil discussion, but people are pretty firm in their beliefs. Well, I guess he was online in a discussion about politics, and as often happens in the cyber world, it got a little heated with name calling and things like that. And I guess this gentleman took part in that as much as he was labeled that. And he realized it wasn't long thereafter that he saw my videos and my message about pointing the thumb. And as he said it, he realized he became somebody he didn't want to become. He didn't like that person. And he said, I haven't been on Facebook and discussing politics since that day. And that was only 3 or 4 days ago. But somehow, he and I had this connection that moved him enough to not only recognize himself, and I give credit when someone can point the thumb at themselves and say, I don't want to be that person. I did things that my behavior was, embarrassed myself. Nobody else, just myself. And I don't like that person, and I'm doing what I can to change it. That person deserves a lot of credit. So that's that was part of the day. And then again, I think that this gentleman took his time out of his day just to come check on my safety. Means the world to me. It really does. And so I want to share that message with my kids a little bit later when they get home from school, and I'm excited by that. So then later on in the day, as I was waiting the rain out, I did meet Terry, and I just coming from the East Coast, there's a lot of things I don't have any knowledge about, so when we started talking farming, I'm trying to at least pretend I can understand the farming, but I really don't. But Terry took the time to share with us what the life of a farmer is like, and the ups and the downs, and what's important to him, and I appreciate him taking the time to do that. So other than that, it's been a relatively, I shouldn't say quiet day, because it's really been pretty eventful, but I covered so much with the posts that I've done. I covered Carla's great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandmother, and I covered Mike's great-great-great-great-grandfather, and I covered the people that sent me some emails, and I thank you guys for doing that. Gary Guttrell sent me a video I posted online about this human daisy chain that they got to save this woman who had driven into a creek or a pond and couldn't get out, essentially, basically saving her life. And one thing I want you guys to know is I believe you can go onto my site, and it's interactive. You guys can go on there and share and post these things yourself. You don't have to send them to me. I get so many positive emails. I'm not going to say I get tens of them a day, but I get 1 or 2 or 3 emails a day from folks that want to share a story or want to share some positive thoughts. And I always mean to call them out, but you guys can do that as well. You guys can go on that site, and that's the stuff I'd love to see. If you can't, let me know so I don't expect that to happen, and I can reach out to Toby and find out why. I also very early this morning rewrote my bio page, and I emailed it to Toby. I haven't spoke to him yet though, so I don't know if he's put that onto the website just yet, but I kind of revamped it so as people going forward get on board and read about me, that they understand right now for me it's as much about carrying the point the thumb message as it is about proving that there are great people out there for my kids and myself. I've witnessed that firsthand. I've seen that. I can acknowledge that. Last night also something happened I thought was kind of neat for me. There was a family back in Cuba, Missouri, which was so wonderful to me, and I reached out to Anna Lee last night for some advice, or just to pick her brain a little bit, like I do periodically with folks. And it was funny, Sierra, that's a 12-year-old granddaughter that said some wonderful things about me. But I almost got off the phone and said, you can't get off the phone, Sierra's been waiting to talk to you, so it's so good to talk to her. And even she pointed a thumb at herself or something. And I spoke to Sierra's dad, Chris, and that was great. So it's just kind of good to know that these aren't hit and runs. These aren't kind of we shake hands and we hug, and it's the last time I'm ever going to see these folks, or they're ever going to see me. It feels good to be able to reach back out and have them talk with me and share with me and welcome me to share with them. So that was real special for me last night. I do want to remind you guys tonight, the folks here at Afton, the Chamber of Commerce, is going to have me at dinner at the cafe behind me over here, and I'm going to meet a bunch of the folks from. So I certainly appreciate their hospitality, and look forward anytime I can speak to folks about what it is I'm doing and answer any questions. I just love that. To the folks that have purchased shirts from me recently, the order was put in from my end. I know I got a lot of 2Xs that I'm running low on. I got to get an inventory count of my 2Xs. But thank you guys for ordering the shirts and certainly helping me and my family out in that regard. I've got to follow up with Lisa and Toby about the window decals, the point of thumb window decals, because I think that's really a cool thing that she came up with, and I appreciate that. And then, like I said, lastly, tonight we're going to have that live stream. I believe it's 9 Eastern, 8 Central. And last time I think we had about 15 people, and it seemed to go over real well. So spread the word, come up with any questions you might have, and I'll do my best to answer them as honestly as I can. And if we're on the live stream for 10 minutes or an hour or 2 hours, it's not going to matter to me. This is what I'm enjoying doing. I'm enjoying trying to spread this message. I promise you I won't go into some rant about trying to raise money and how we can do that. I know I took up a lot of time last time, kind of getting a little animated about that. So that won't come up tonight. But like I said, please bring your questions. This has been definitely a journey for me. I know some people have said, hey, it looks like you're having a lot of fun out there. And it is fun. I enjoy meeting people and talking to people when it goes well, which it predominantly has. So I'm not trying to say it's not fun. But it's been a grind at times as well. And every day I'm battling that mindset, that roller coaster mindset. So that's about it, guys. I love you, and thanks for following. I think I covered everything today that I wanted to cover. The folks with the emails, I appreciate that. I got the Vision Quest video out there, talked about Anna Lee, Mike and Carla and breakfast, and just here's something I want to share. And if I'm repeating myself, I apologize. But one of the most fascinating things about meeting Mike and Carla is they work together, but they don't just work together. They work in the same office. Their desks face each other, and they've been married 43 years. I think that's the years, 43. And one of the secrets they share with me is that when they go home, they don't talk work. And I know people say that, but it's one of those things in life that is so much easier said than done. And I got to take my hat off, because I'll give you an example. I love my children to no end. But if my son and daughter were at a desk 8 feet away from me all day long, I promise you that there would be a time when I got home that I'd want to decompress and kind of get off by myself for a little bit. And so anytime you see strong marriages and strong people, it's really uplifting to me. And I try to find out the secrets as to what's worked for them. And again, one of the things I really enjoyed in talking to them was, they didn't pretend it's been easy. Like every other relationship in life, is you have some ups and downs and some battles that you got to fight through and make it happen. But so they neither one positioned it that it was easy. And then, like I said, to work so closely together, to live so closely with each other, to love so deeply, that's a very, very, very difficult thing. And it's one thing I'll take with me. And part of that success goes to having a sense of humor, which Mike and Carla both definitely have. So I just wanted to share that with you. Those of you that know them know that to be the case, but you'll get to know them through the book and maybe more down the road. So anyway, guys, tomorrow I'm off to Veneta, Oklahoma, I think it is. I got to double check that. And after that, I think it's a town called Claremore. And then I'm about 30 miles outside of Tulsa. So I don't know if I'm going to have a break between Tulsa. So I'm going to try to get into Tulsa over the weekend, Sunday or Monday, and just play up here. So I'll keep you updated. I love you guys. Thanks for following. Thanks for hopefully another midday was a little bit less entertaining, I guess, than others, but I've kind of kept you busy all day with the post. So I'll take a break for a while with you. Love you all. Have a great day.